Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of. It's been a while, so it's not even another episode. So, yeah, recently there was a trailer that dropped before Spider Man Homecoming, and we're going to talk over some of the things we saw. It's been a while, it's been ages. I wasn't going to do this video, but a couple creators that I'm acquainted with were going over it, and I'm like, you know what? These guys are pushing me into it. So, yeah, I'm going to do this. I wasn't going to do something until after TennoCon, so lo and behold, I'm here right now doing it before TennoCon, and this is something that needs to kind of go and be spoken about. A lot of people have been glazing over it. Not a lot of people are covering it. Most people, I assume, are traveling, or prepping for travel, so it's kind of unreasonable to try to do it. And I'm doing this on Wednesday. I just saw Rob's video go up about 5-10 minutes ago, and I'm like, yeah, I need to cover this fast. He beat me to it, and installing software is a nightmare, and all these other technical things. So let's get into it. I've been rambling on for how long? A minute already? Jesus Christ. All right, so I'm doing this all on my phone. I'm in a closet right now, trying to save some of the audio quality. If it changed right now, it's because I'm getting next to clothing to kind of dampen my voice a bit more. But bear with me. We're going to go over this a little bit frame by frame and see how this goes. At the very beginning, you see a very high-resolution Kubro. It is amazing to kind of just see the detail, the work, the amount of time that's been going into this. It doesn't look like anything in-game, so this is all pre-rendered. From the looks of it, this is all associated to the new player experience, which is very upsetting for a lot of veterans. There's some that are verbally out there expressing it very aggressively. Some people are calling this new player trash, new player shit, new player la-di-da. A lot of very nasty, disheartening things, but the way I see it, new player experience is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it does flesh out the story, the lore, it does give a better foundation, standing block, and a better overall sense of the game, which is healthy for the game, but it's also bad because you have a lot of veterans that have been pushing this game, helping create a community, maintain the community and everything, and it's not addressing the core issues that we have going on with the game. But that's another video for another time. We're going to talk about this video, so we got to stay on topic. I digress. But back to this. We have a Kubro. It's very beautiful, very lovely. It has the lotus pattern on it that was so greatly sought after when the Kubros first came out. And they're on an open plane. This could be a part of Cetus. This could be another part of the world. We don't know. We do know that this is before the Tenno were put to sleep. So we do know that this could be a very early iteration of an area that we already know that's completely different, overgrown, can become drastically different because of how the years have passed. So we might be a brand new area or just a completely unaffiliated area. So a lot can be changed and different from the time we went to sleep to the time we are awoken. And why do I say that this is before we went to sleep? Well, you see that in a couple frames later. So I'm going to go frame by frame and address that as I see it. Right now in the upcoming frames, we're seeing this girl that seems to be a little bit muddied, a little bit beat up, tired, exhausted, rained on. She was swimming or something, just drenched, like she is tired. And she seems to be running away from something. These are going by so quick that it doesn't give you too much time to analyze or process them. So through the magic of editing, we're kind of freezing framing a bit. And this is all recorded through a cell phone. And I have blown it up, like expanded by 300%. I think I have it on right now on Premiere Pro. And yeah, so not much we can do with cell phone potato quality, but if everyone was kind of just hit with this, and we're not getting a official version until that of TennoCon. So this is what we have until the version that comes out of TennoCon is released. And we can't get into it too much because the only people talking are talking very lightly, and the reason they're talking very lightly is because there's an NDA, so they can't say anything legally. But we know that more's coming, but we don't know what's coming or how much is coming. Well, roughly. We don't know enough, and we want more. We're out for blood, but more's to come. But yeah, she's running away from what seems to be the Grenier. You can see Grenier treading through water. To me, this is Earth, like the swamps of Earth and everything, and they're just kind of treading, searching, hunting down Tenno and Tenno sympathizers. And the reason I say that they're hunting down Tenno is because the Grenier have been historically against us for a while for many different things. There are reasons for them to be against us pre-slumber, but there's also reasons for them not to be after us. They can be after someone else. But let's just go with a given that they're after us or our sympathizers. In this case, it's the young lady that's running around. And the next upcoming scene, we see Volt running around in this battlefield, jumping around, being very parkour, very ninja. And it's pretty amazing to see how the choreography and the cinematics for this is all going off. And you see him put up a Volt shield and he hits what apparently is a Dax. We know that that's a Dax because you can see the helmet style. It looks like that of Teshin, and Teshin was confirmed to be a Dax in The War Within. Most of us veterans and lore junkies already knew he was a Dax way before that, but we see that this is a Dax soldier that's being hit by Volt's staff and his energy shield, which is very interesting to see that we're fighting the Daxes. So what's going on? This is, in my opinion and speculation, the war when we were uprising and actually slaughtering the Orokin. We do know that the Dax were kind of elite royal guards or elite foot soldiers used by the Orokin, and they were obedient to the scepter, to the blood that was within the vials, the kuva, and they were just following orders. We don't know what the orders were. Most likely it was to eradicate the Tenno. We do know that there's a lot of tension before our deep slumber, and this can be just one of many things. But it's interesting to see that a Dax soldier is on the front lines, and I noticed him immediately, and I'm like, not many people are pointing this out. And if they are, they're kind of glazing over it. So this is kind of a big given that it has to do during the war, during the cleansing of the Orokin Empire. So we'll see what is provided in more detail in days to come. Followed by that, we also have another shot of this girl kneeling in front of Excalibur, Mag, and Volt. And to me, there's a little purple item in offering, flowers maybe, to commemorate their tomb, because she's just seeing these husks that just aren't awakening. You can vaguely see that they're mossed over, so the thick carapace has kind of just become stone at this point, and the moss is kind of creeping in, the vegetation, they're just, like, at this point, fossils, because we all know, at least veterans know, that whatever's operating those warframes is either no longer there, or they're asleep, and they're just not physically or mentally or anything capable. They're not conscious enough to move these frames anymore. So they're as good as dead, or they might as well be good as dead, because a lot of Tenno were lost during the war before the slumber. And she's just kind of paying her respects to her friends. And one thing to do note is that we do see that these are the three starter warframes, Mag, Excalibur, and Volt. They are showing off a bunch of vertical movements. They do seem to be running and the world's all janky and upside down and just being flipped around, but that's all intentionally done to emphasize the whole ninja aspect of Warframe. Ninjas play free. So it is to emphasize the aspect and the detail that Warframes are very agile, quick, mobile soldiers, that they have a lot of versatility at their hands, at their exposure, and they're running up walls, against walls, they're doing all these beautiful movements, parkour, and just attacking enemies from wherever, whenever, and however they can. And I will stabilize the cameras a bit to kind of show off where the directions of the ground is, to kind of show off what it is that they're doing. It's going to look very janky, but it's to kind of show off where the ground direction is from my interpretation, to show off the parkour aspect. It's janky, deal with it. I'm just kind of messing with it at this point and having some fun with it. But we do see Excalibur running up a wall. We do see Mag and Volt jumping around, flipping. Mag's on a vertical surface, using her energy, her magnetic field, and then we have the logo at the end. And this was apparently something sponsored by Sony. So it's very interesting to see what's going on. So this is obviously something that has been collaborated and worked on with Sony. It's very interesting to see what DE is doing with all this. It is very high fidelity, very high quality. It's not something we're used to from this studio, and it's something that we're eagerly awaiting to see in full at TennoCon. So I'd like to see any other sort of speculations, thoughts, concerns, rumors are going about. I'm already seeing a couple people kind of tearing it apart on Reddit, or kind of going into it on Reddit, and it's all good and fun right now until we see what the full true nature of this video is. Hopefully it does implement some sort of gameplay segment at the beginning where you get to play as these three warframes a bit more, and then they go to sleep. Hopefully it's not just something that's a pre-rendered cinematic to just glorify the game before showing you the game. Hopefully, it is something that actually expands the game a bit more before our sleep. We don't know. It's all kind of speculation up in the air and kind of being hopeful. But overall, this is going to flesh out the beginning experience of the game for a lot of players. This is going to be something that is going to stabilize or kind of root the world, the lore, the setting, the overall aspect of the game's direction for a lot of people, because that's been something lacking at the very beginning sections of the game. Because you wake up and it's Vor's Prize, and then you go through all this. But this will make the waking up aspect a lot more meaningful, a lot more interesting, and a lot more curious. And hopefully there's more greater tie-ins to the rest of the story, so we get to see more of this kind of bleed over and have larger implications in the later parts of the game, and just mean that much more for the world and the setting of Warframe, because it is very interesting, and I'd love to see more of this type of content from DE and their partners. Leave your comments in the section down below and tell me what you guys think. What are your thoughts, your opinions, your overall interpretations of this trailer? And I don't know, I'll record some at TunnelCon and see what we can get more in detail. And we'll do another analysis once the full version comes out post TunnelCon, once I'm home and once things have stabilized. And hopefully I can get my podcaster fixed so I can do it all in high quality, high fidelity, and not in the closet anymore. Otherwise, I might have to use my headset, and that's not very pretty. I need to find something to do to kind of fix that. But yeah, till next time, guys, take it easy, have fun, and see you guys in game. Ciao.